Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm glad to have you with us for NBA basketball. Wednesday in the NBA. It'll be the Los Angeles Clippers face...
It's a view here of the gorgeous Riverwalk, always a top destination here in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for tuning in this Wednesday. 2K Sports presents the NBA. Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Our starting lineup to look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First, for the Clippers, Russell Westbrook out there with Harden. They've got Plumlee. He's thrilled for this one. Everyone will be watching now how he does in his first NBA official game. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's George in at the 4 slot. And for San Antonio,
you know, I thought San Antonio really was an outstanding team. Fun to watch, excellent at both ends of the floor. But one statistical thing that stood out was they defended at a high level without committing a lot of fouls. That takes discipline and smarts.
and the Spurs start out with the ball. Number 24, guarded by Harden. On the way, Johnson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finish.
You know, Steve, something else that jumps out at me about him is how often he thwarts penetration with his active hands. I mean, he gets a lot of his steals as players try to make their way to the basket.
Clark, as you said about that Spurs team, just a team that does not foul very often, doesn't give away free points. And, Steve, they led the league in fewest fouls last season.
Well, that's part of Greg Popovich's mantra. You know, don't give up anything easy. You can't guard a free throw, obviously. You can't guard a fast break. So important for the Spurs to avoid fouls and take care of the basketball and be efficient offensively, and that helps their D.
Now, here is Harden. Back to George. Hits the target from 18 feet.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
On defense, the Clippers. No one near him. San Antonio again missing. And it's the Clippers with the ball. Westbrook gets a screen from Plumlee. Westbrook drives in. Harden kicks to Plumlee. Can't get it to go.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Hey, I think we all knew that the Clippers were good last year, but we really took notice when they rattled off those 17 wins in a row in December. That was a franchise record, which had previously been 11, and that's when the league really took notice.
Not really the start they wanted. They missed 3 of their first 4 shots from the field.
Oh, here comes Johnson.
Leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
And turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Well, it was the year of the win streak last season with Miami doing what they did and Denver getting hot as well. But you know, Steve, the Clippers had the first lengthy win streak and turned some heads earlier in the season.
Yeah, what was that, about 17 games in a row? That kind of established the Clippers in the West, put a little fear in the rest of the conference, and gave LA a swagger that I thought helped them get through the rest of the season.
And so here are the Clippers. After the basket by San Antonio. Westbrook with it. Out-guarded by Graham. Here's George. Not loose. Spurs leading by 3. Spurs working the ball down now. Really left it in. And it's 8 points for Johnson.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And the Clippers making a switch here. Clippers trail by 6. Al Harden. The dish to Powell. Graham with the ball. Shot, no good.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up.
The Spurs last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50 games every season. Ended up with a 35-6 record at home, which was good for the third best in the league.
Zubek, and it's down hard with both hands. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
There's the pick. Here's Payne, defended by Keels. Well good from Payne. And with the Spurs, they are just so consistent. Every time they take the court, you always need to expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom had huge win streaks. But as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it. Well, I really admire low post scoring. It's kind of a lost art, guys. The footwork, the deception, and he's just got an assortment of moves down there.
Yeah, he's a ballerina in the post, Steve. That's what he is. One of the most fascinating parts of the game for me to watch. A combination of strength, balance, explosion, and touch all rolled into one. The difference between being a dominant or a good team and mediocrity is the ability to win on the road. The Clippers secured their spot as one of the NBA's elite teams last season because they showed the ability to get it done on the road.
The pass to McDermott. 5 on the clock. Number 18. And the Clippers with one of the better road records in the Western Conference last year, going 24-17. Steve actually tied for the second most road wins in the West, only behind the Thunder.
And believe it or not, Kevin, it's the first time the Clippers franchise has ever had a winning record on the road. Actually, I do believe that when you think back to Clipper history. But I tell you what, it's a team on the rise and a very interesting club to watch.
He kicks it to Collins. What a terrific move that was. Los Angeles calls timeout.
And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, we're seconds away from another championship banner.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Zubek, a beautiful reverse layup. He has 6.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
San Antonio leading. Now getting back to the Spurs. They look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs. Clark, Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. When they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively. They did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
Sure. Rebounded by McDermott.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Outside, Jones. Number 18. And goes in for the dunk. Well, now they just go to town.
Yeah, you think these want to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Gets it to go. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Spurs out in front, up 5.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And now it's time to break down the first half for you here on this Wednesday edition of 2K at the Half. At the midway point, the Spurs are playing well. They've done a great job closing out their defensive possessions, grabbing boards, great rebounding.
We do this for the city, you.
And doing their best to stay alive, the Los Angeles Clippers. The offense has been firing on all cylinders. This team is cooking. Some great work out there by Paul George. He's chipped in 4 points and also has been a factor with his rebounding. And that'll do it for us here in the studio. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
And the Clippers having all kinds of trouble defending against Johnson.
He has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
Well, that's obviously not a big number, but he's been doing some valuable defensive work for him.
Rejected by Plumlee. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he absorbed the foul and had a chance to knock it down.
And that's all you can ask right there. I like that play.
The Clippers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Well, this was a very consistent free throw shooting team a year ago. They shot about 79%.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
And George drops them both.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throw. Beautiful to watch.
He dishes it to Johnson. Number 24, guarded by Harden. Number 1, soft touch off the glass. Clippers trailed by 5.
Coach Popovich was fine last season for sitting out his top players in the nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and there's a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
Plumlee with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Harden outside. Back to Westbrook. Here's the 3. No good. As the Spurs taking it the other way. And back to that fine for Popovich, $250,000. Steve, that'll leave a dent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually, kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
Here's George. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. George has got 4 points this quarter. Spurs leading by 6. Now the feed to Graham. To the paint. Number 1. Makes it off the glass.
Pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
We've got 1:08 left to play here in the third. Leonard on the wing. Boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Got that one up quick.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, when we look at the points, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Back to Johnson. Number 10. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Plumlee sets the book for Westbrook. It's Harden with the drive. Kicks it to Plumlee. Pass to George. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And the Clippers making a change here. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. 15 seconds left in the third.
Probably use a little clock here. Yep, make this the very last possession.
4 seconds left. Excellent D there from Plumlee. He gets it up. And we've reached the end of the third. Spurs lead by 5. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low. That's good.
Yeah, they're going to need some help there defensively. That matchup is going to be a tough one to deal with.
Westbrook passes to Plumlee.
Hammer time.
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
San Antonio leading by 5. They set the screen. Number 1. Excellent D there from George. The Clippers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Leonard with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Leonard dishes to Powell. Nails from three-point land.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Knocked away. Stolen by Westbrook. With the lead pass.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Spurs passing it around. But they recover it. Number 24. Rejected by Plumlee. They get it back. For Los Angeles, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Leonard kicks to Plumlee. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Number 10. San Antonio again missing. Here's Leonard. Gets the go-ahead bucket. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. What a difference in this crowd right now.
Yeah, they're breathless, nervous, and quiet.
Yep, it is quiet time, Clark. You got that right. That was a huge shot.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. Despite the deficit, he told his guys, I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, can they retake the lead?
San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Graham to stop the run. Number 24. A huge shot to tie it up.
Huge points. That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket. Desperate.
Harden gets a screen from Plumlee. Harden outside. From downtown. Laces one from 3.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Poked away. Westbrook drives in.
Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decide on just like that.
And hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Yeah, what is time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end?
Spurs And that one misses. And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
But you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management crucial.
And that's an intentional foul. Gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. It's a 2-possession game now.
Tries to keep it alive. And George. Rim is shaking.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
Graham with the ball. Dishes it to Johnson. Oh, good on the three. So here's Westbrook. And so Los Angeles takes the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce, and this is the NBA on 2K Sports. Wednesday in the NBA. It's going to be the Dallas.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. First for the Mavericks. Then it's Green, and it's Claver in at the power forward position. And for Chicago. And they've got Vucevic, the sweet-shooting 7-footer out of USC, in at the center. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Craig in at the 4 spot. And it's the Mavericks to start out. Irving with it, now guarded by Ball. Outside Irving. Left side Irving. 13 feet away. Count the bucket. Irving's got the first points up on the board for Dallas.
You look at Irving and how much success he's had early in his NBA career. I think the only thing standing between him and true stardom right now is health. He's just had a lot of nagging injuries. He would love to put together an injury-free season.
And he feeds it to DeRozan. Goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach of the Mavericks. Shoot first and ask questions later is a philosophy all players can get with and one he instilled in his team today. With the shooters they've got, he wants any open look to immediately result in a jump shot. Players love it, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Always want to get those threes falling consistently.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right, because that's really the only way that you can force the defense to spread out and extend itself. And when that happens, they had other opportunities to create.
And for Kyrie Irving, his first All-Star appearance last season, and just Clark his second year.
Well, you look at his age and what he's doing, really a skilled scorer and playmaker already with size and athleticism. I like his savvy too, Kevin. He's very slick in how he gets around the basketball court. This kid has a chance to perhaps be an MVP caliber player in a few more years.
Jacks up a three. Chicago grabs the miss. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. DeRozan gets a screen from Vucevic. Here's Ball, all alone. And that's good for two. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game.
Dallas usually does well against the Eastern Conference, and even in a year when they were struggling, that still was the case. The Mavs posted a 500 or better record against every division in the Eastern Conference.
Here's DeRozan, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Back to DeRozan, pass to Craig from outside the arc. The shot will not go. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
Outside Irving.
You know, the thing about Irving is that he's got great pace to his game, Kevin. He comes down the lane. It looks like he's in slow motion, but he's really not. He's just collected, he's poised, and he's got really strong legs, so he can get wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, and even if he gets clipped while up in the air, Kyrie can go on and finish anyway. He's deceptively strong and really has a great IQ. You just don't see that kind of composure from a player who's as young as he is.
Dallas making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Here's the three. To DeRozan. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. The Mavericks making a change here. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Hardaway is screen on LaRusso. Curry passes to Hardy. Dishes it to Williams. Good. Some solid defense from Craig. 12 seconds left to play here in the first. Pass to LaRusso. Good on the 13-footer. Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Back to Hardaway. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. At the end of one, a closely and the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far.
Boy, I tell you, the Bulls showed how resilient they could be without Derrick Rose last season. They played competitive basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. Got beat up pretty good out west.
Chicago trailing here. Passes it to Craig. Here's LaRusso. He's guarded by Williams. Russo, the pass to Green. Unloads from 13. Another one falls balls for Chicago. And back to the Bulls against the West. Not sure what exactly their shortcomings were, but in the end, Steve, they were only able to win 11 games out of the 30 they played out of conference.
You know, the Bulls were a team that could win games on grit and toughness, but the West was a lot more talented last year than the East. And so some nights Chicago just kind of ran into reality, and they didn't have enough talent to deal with some of those Western teams.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, this summer the Bulls broke ground on a new 60,000 square foot practice facility situated just east of the United Center. Starting next season, it will replace the 12-year-old Berto Center, a half hour away in Deerfield, Illinois. The Bulls coming back downtown and doing it in style, in a state-of-the-art building with all the amenities, including a rooftop green terrace. Kevin?
Pretty impressive, Doris. Thanks. And the Mavericks making a change here.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round one in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round two.
Curry's shot is good.
Well, Kevin, probably his greatest value lies in his tremendous three-point shooting. When he's out on the perimeter, it gives them the ability to really stretch the defense out.
And Steve, you know, his ability to come in and rattle off 10. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, startling that he'd even try that right now.
The Mavericks leading, and out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Mavericks making a switch here. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. He dishes it to Drummond. Here's the screen. And the pass to White. Here's Craig. And the Bulls with another miss.
He just couldn't shake loose. He had the defender draped all over him.
And here we go. And the shot is good.
Boy, and their offense is scorching now. Red hot. They've really turned it on.
I don't think they can play any better, guys. I mean, they are just making it look easy out there.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And I think another key will be, can they continue to knock down that mid-range shot? They've been very good here early.
Williams is checked in for the Mavericks. It's Terry outside. And again, Chicago, no good. Mavericks leading by 4. Back to Hardaway. Takes a 3. And it's White with the rebound. Chicago's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Nice shot by Terry.
Yeah, they're going to need some help there defensively. That matchup is going to be a tough one to deal with.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Pick by Williams. There's the steal. Terry with it. Now guarded by Hardaway. Terry kicks to White. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Jones, defended by Craig. Jones dishes to Williams. Curry passes to Williams. With 2 seconds left. No good.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a great game out in Chicago. Thanks for joining us. It's a close game for the Mavericks going up against the Chicago Bulls. They've been aggressively attacking the rack and getting a lot of points right at the rim. Kyrie Irving certainly contributing with his play. He's carved up the D like a hot knife through a warm cliche. Great play so far. The Bulls getting after it as well. And give them credit defensively. They're boxing out, controlling their defensive backboards. A productive first half for DeMar DeRozan. He's been having no trouble getting good looks, and he's dropping the buckets. And that's it.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, we see here outside the United Center a statue of the Great One, Michael Jordan. Welcome back, everyone, to the Windy City. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Well, guys, what he gives this team is an edge. I mean, he gets into the arena, he just lights it up, and I thought that first half, he really had it rolling.
You know, he doesn't just give them an edge. He gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. I mean, he's a special player to have around. He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in him. This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, Steve, with your fan base.
Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision-makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the, let's say, the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
They set the pick. 6 to shoot. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Claver, defended by Vucevic. Irving. From 13 feet, it goes down. Irving's got 8 points.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge. Always.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Back to DeRozan. He passes the ball. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Now the feed to Vucevic. You know what? So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Irving gets a screen from Holmes. Here's Potapico. They get the rebound. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Another shot. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left no choice but to foul there.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. And the first one drops. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
The Mavs, like many teams, are always aware of who the free agents are that might help them become better. And prior to last season, they made sure they got their finances in order to make a run at Darren Williams to bring him home to Texas. Didn't work out, but they did the same thing this last offseason.
With the fadeaway. On the shot a bit long that time.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Fades. And that one's good. 10 points for Kyrie Irving. And for the Mavs, they know that in order for them to remain competitive and not go through a traditional rebuilding phase where they're going to finish at the bottom for a few years, you're still going to have to move some free agents.
And one way or another, their top brass has always made sure that they'd be able to move contracts around and make an offer to whatever big-name player was out there. But think about it, the last 2 years, they had unlimited cap room, unable to lure that big free agent fish to Dallas.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. 27 seconds left in the third quarter. And Claver kicks to Irving. Here's Potapico. No good on the buzzer beater. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Mavs.
Well, they're getting into the paint with their penetration, and it's really been key for this club.
They're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
DeRozan passes to Leonard. And should go with another bucket.
Boy, just terrible defense there.
Steve, really just a layup line for the most part. I mean, not much defense at all either way.
Irving attacking. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
What a game we've seen here for Irving. He's got 10 points and the 1 steal. Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
And the Mavericks making a change here. LeVert is checked in.
He's got ice water in his veins, fellas. No way he's going to miss from the line when the game's still hanging in the balance. I've seen him make too many in this situation.
Lane passes the ball. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going.
Here's Potapico. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Irving gets a screen from Holmes. Off the deck. Ejected by Clay. And they're moving it up to tie it up. And the shot is good.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teams. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Back to Irving. It's tipped. Here's the break. Kicks to DeRozan. Green with the block. Mavericks shooting reasonably well, 45%. They set the pick. Potapico, defended by Clay. Here's Potapico. Shot misses. And Chicago the other way. Lane passes to DeRozan. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
A crucial basket. They needed it, and he gave it to them.
Outside Irving. It's good. He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Beautiful reverse. He got his glide on and left the D in the rearview mirror.
There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Lane. The three won't fall. Now, here is Irving. Shot clock at 6. Oh, missed it. And here's DeRozan. That's the ball. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment.
Oh my God.
Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Getting going right now. And it's the Mavericks to start up. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. Fires from deep. That is good. LeVert's got the first points here in the overtime period. Green against DeRozan. He kicks to Vucevic. Passes it to Craig. Bulls moving the ball around. For the three. It's rebounded by Claver. Mavericks leading by 3. Irving with the ball. Steps back and fires. Through the cylinder that time, all net. The Bulls shooting well, 50% from the floor. Ball covered by Irving. Ball, the pass to DeRozan. Rejected by Gobert. DeRozan against Irving. We play just over a minute here in OT. The pass to Holmes. Now the dish to Green. And it's going to be on Overton.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Here's Chicago. Trailing by 5. And DeRozan. Here we go. He passes to Craig. Feeds to Vucevic. Defended by Holmes. Jump hook. Buries it. What a beautiful shot. Within 3. And you can feel the crowd react as one.
Yeah, that shot got them out of their seats and off their hands. Guys, they just exploded when it went down.
Got a piece of it.
The three-pointer here might have us headed to another overtime.
The bounds, balance the interception. So the Mavericks making a change here. Only foul intentional. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back. In this situation, clock management crucial.
And so they foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And it just feels like those are the free throws that probably put this game out of reach.
And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
He had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through. That was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Pass the ball. A 3-ball. Green with the rebound, and he commits the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good. It's a 7-point game. Overtime in full swing here. 2 minutes off the clock. A fadeaway cannot hit. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. An impressive victory in overtime after an exciting end in regulation.
You know what? In a long game, fatigue can sometimes affect every aspect of play. They didn't look tired at all to me.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
Ballin', 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 ballin'. Hey, big dog, hanging out the window. Hey, came up, ballin' with my info. Hey, pull up on 'em. I'ma hang